This Thursday morning, let's check in now with KIMT Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sean Macaday. Sean, how hot are we talking for today?
We're talking temps in the mid-90s and feeling like we're above 100 degrees. This is well above average for this time of year, and today is going to be the peak of our heat wave for the week. Now, we've been talking a lot about climate change in terms of a local impact and a national impact, and I'm going to get you out the door in a second, but I do want to start off with this, in that the temperatures we're feeling this afternoon in the mid-90s are a little bit more actually likely with climate change, because as you just shift the margins, as you increase the average temperature of the Earth, of the planet, it becomes easier to get these hot days. Temperatures like today that you will experience when you're stepping outside this afternoon in the mid-90s are generally almost 2 times more likely with climate change going into the future. And in other parts of the country right now, you look at southeast Iowa right here, it's even more likely. We're talking temps there well above 100 degrees in some spots. It's going to feel above 100 degrees too with the humidity, the intense humidity today. Warmer air holds more water. That humidity, you're going to feel it. Excessive heat warnings out for the Twin Cities and other parts of our Midwest neighborhood, but that heat advisory is everywhere. So you're being a little bit more mindful of the heat today as you step outside, even more so than you have been so far this week. And that's not to say you can't go outside. You absolutely can. You just need to be smart. Let's get you out the door this morning. We're seeing a couple things popping up on the radar right now. We do have a system moving through to our north, a little bit of a front, still kind of stationary, kind of a cold front to our west, closer to Sioux Falls. This kicked up a couple of storms right here to our west, which have still been holding together. So we're going to keep an eye on that right now, about to move into Algona and Kossuth County. Also, a couple of light raindrops have kicked up in Rochester on the radar and just north of Rochester. Most of that's probably not making it to the ground, but this is just a good example of when things are hot and humid, they bubble up like a stovetop, and things can quickly become something out of nothing. That's what we're seeing right now on the radar, and I'm going to be here all morning long tracking if anything pops up for you, just in case. 70 degrees right now. I'm not really anticipating problems, by the way, out the door. I think a t-shirt is fine. Come on, it's 70 degrees right now, and it's rather humid. Dew points above at least 70 degrees, and this afternoon over 70 degrees. So it is a hot day. You're going into the Olmsted County Fair. Lunchtime, it's almost 90 already. Oh, that is hot, and it's mid-90s this afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds. Some of those light clouds start to turn into some thunderstorms overnight, and I'll show you that in a second. But again, talking about the feels like temperature, that heat index. Temperatures rising nicely by noon into 90 degrees, feeling like 100 at that time and feeling like 106 this afternoon. Yikes! Then what happens next? All this energy in the atmosphere, as that front I showed you to the west draws closer, starts to bubble up again. Overnight, we'll track some scattered chances for thunderstorms, maybe as early as 8 p.m. I think it's going to be closer to midnight with a couple of scattered thunderstorms, things clearing out at some point tomorrow morning, with a chance returning tomorrow evening. The chance for severe weather today is a 2 out of 5 risk. During the overnight hours, mostly we'll track a chance for some strong wind and hail. Doesn't mean that all storms are severe. Most will not be, but there's a chance. We'll track another chance tomorrow evening, and then things cool down and dry out a little bit for a nice weekend to get outside, and you're not worrying about that heat as much.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Sean. RAGBRAI is currently